Woman from Indiana is recognized for 1 hour.
Mr. Speaker, for the purposes of debate only, I yield the customary 30 minutes to the gentlewoman from Pennsylvania, pending which I yield myself such time as I may consume. During consideration of this resolution, all time yielded is for the purposes of debate only. Last night, the Rules Committee met and reported out a rule, H-Res 241, providing for consideration of H.R. 5. The Parents' Bill of Rights is to be considered under a structured rule with 2 hours of debate, equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking minority member of the Committee on Education and the Workforce or their designees, and provides for one motion to recommit. Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of this rule and in support of the underlying legislation. The Parents' Bill of Rights would secure a fundamental right parents should always be guaranteed, the right to make informed decisions about their children. As my first time managing a floor debate, I couldn't think of a better bill to focus on. Our families in Indiana and across the country deserve debate on H.R. 5, and we plan to deliver. As a mother of 3 children in school, I know how important it is for parents to know what's happening in the classroom. Unfortunately, this bill is necessary because school districts across the country have failed to deliver basic transparency, and that became painfully obvious to parents during the pandemic. Our living rooms became classrooms. Parents came to realize exactly what their children's days looked like. Many parents were surprised and disappointed by what they were learning about their children's educational experiences. Like many of my colleagues, I prefer that most decisions regarding education be made at the state and local level, and this bill does not change that. But the actions over the past few years have compelled us to stand up and to act. There has been example after example of this becoming a bigger problem. In one example, a father from Virginia had to learn his daughter was assaulted in the high school bathroom from his child, not the school. Stories like this one shouldn't become the new normal. As I said in the Rules Committee during the hearing about the bill just last night, sending a child to public school does not terminate parental rights at the door. I worked in child services. I've cared for children in foster care. When foster parents are caring for their children who are in the custody of the state, they can't give those kids a haircut without getting permission from the child's biological parents. Shouldn't the same rules apply to the students' safety and well-being in our schools? Yet parents are left pleading. They're left to plead for information, to plead for the safety of their kids in public restrooms, to plead for the quality of their kids' education, and to plead for anyone who would listen to help restore their parental rights. This bill would restore transparency, consultation, and notification requirements to existing law. In doing so, it would give parents the right to more easily obtain critical information from school administrators, boards, and teachers to make informed decisions regarding their children's education. The bottom line, it gives power back to parents. As the Republican Education and the Workforce Committee members have said, the Parents' Bill of Rights contains 5 basic principles. 1, that parents have the right to know what their children are being taught. That parents have a right to be heard. That parents have a right to see the school budget. That parents have a right to protect their children's privacy. And that parents have a right to keep their children safe. Now, these goals are hard to fight against, but we have heard critics say this bill is somehow politicizing education, or that bureaucrats know better than parents, or that we're encouraging the banning of books. Let me be clear. Nothing in this bill has anything to do with banning books, or even that parent engagement is somehow better than a parent's rights model. But that's simply not true. Instead, this bill provides an opportunity to ensure our kids are prepared to contribute to this great country of ours. It aims to strengthen parent and teacher partnerships where they exist and close information gaps where parent and teacher partnerships could be improved. While there are many challenges in our schools, one we should all be able to agree on tackling is that administrators, educators, and parents should be on the same page. The first step in achieving that goal is improving our parents' access to information about their kids' experiences. One example of this is an amendment I was able to offer during the markup a few weeks ago. The amendment required notification of parents when a student isn't reading at grade level proficiency by the end of the 3rd grade. Our child literacy rates are falling behind, and the more parents know, the more they can help, the better. In the end, by passing the Parents' Bill of Rights, we are one step closer to what everyone wants, providing our students the best learning experience inside and outside of the classroom, and giving parents a proper say in their children's future. I urge my colleagues to support this rule, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman from Indiana reserves. The gentleman from Pennsylvania is recognized.